So if you're a college kid, if you're a high school kid, or honestly, if you're a grown adult, I believe this is another tool you can add to your tool belt so you can become a Swiss Army knife to any business.
Hi everyone. So today I have Ryder with us who is all about bridging technology and business for seamless growth and customer excellence. Let's welcome Ryder on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom, where he will tell us about his company, what it's currently doing, and what he's learned along the way, especially how he started a startup with minimal resources. Hi Ryder, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for inviting me to be on here.
Of course. So Ryder, I would first love for you to tell us about your company, what it does, and why it's so important, especially with the rise in AI these days.
Yeah, absolutely. So I co-founded GoBananas.ai about a month and a half ago. And what we do is we help businesses implement Chat GPT into their day to day. So once Chat GPT came out, obviously I was just as excited as everyone else that was on it super early. So I soon started applying it in my sales role. So I worked in a fintech sales role at a company called C2FO here in Kansas City. And what I started to realize was how powerful this tool was. And then my mind started racing. I was using it with emails, call scripts to make my weekly schedules. I was allowing it to help me overturn objections in meetings. I mean, the possibilities were endless with it. So what this did is it really opened my mind up to say, man, how many businesses could I help out by teaching them how to implement ChatGPT into their day to day? So that's what we do now. I've helped over a dozen sales reps and sales teams, along with CEOs, implement this into their day to day thus far in just a month and a half. And it's been super cool. I love seeing the benefit that it provides to all of these businesses. And it's also exciting for me to find different use cases for people to implement ChatGPT into. So I've just had a blast doing this.
No, that sounds absolutely amazing, especially because you implemented the solution yourself, saw that there was a need for it, and then you decided to go co-found your own business. So that sounds very inspiring. Ryder, I think a follow-up question from that would be is a lot of people do use Chat GPT, but people don't realize how powerful the tool is. So can you tell us about how people can use effectively Chat GPT in their day-to-day lives to ensure that they could be more productive, more efficient?
Absolutely. So I touched on it a little bit earlier, talking about emails, call scripts,
Uh-huh.
situational analysis. My main thing to everybody is just give it a try. Try to find some day to day tasks that you can implement it into. And the cool thing with GPT, and this is what I tell my clients, is I wish I could, but I can't walk a day in your shoes. I don't know every single task that you have to complete throughout the day. So, what I normally do with my clients is I teach them the structure of prompts. That way, they understand how to prompt effectively and how to extract the best information out of ChatGPT. That way, they can then go on and use their learning experience to apply it to all kinds of different things. So, my main advice is to just give it a try, see what you can implement it into with your day to day. You can start with emails, you can start with it making schedules for you throughout the week. And then your curiosity is going to continue to expand and continue to compound. And you're actually going to be able to stumble upon new use cases yourself.
No, that's amazing. I think you touched upon something very important, that is you're not going to walk the shoes of your clients. So you gave them strong enough foundation where they can implement it in their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for sharing that, Ryder. I think Ryder also, just because the economy right now is going through stagnation, a lot of people are getting laid off. I think a lot of people are interested on how to start their own startup with minimal resources. So can you share the story of how you co-founded this business? How do you start a startup with minimal resources, and how do you make sure that you're passionate about something, especially when the economy might not be as good?
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's something that I actually tell to a lot of my younger clients and even people that I don't work with. So if you're a college kid, if you're a high school kid, or honestly, if you're a grown adult, I believe this is another tool you can add to your tool belt so you can become a Swiss Army knife to any business. So whether you're going to start your own startup, which AI is so new that I feel it's one of the easier industries to start a startup in right now. There are so many different use cases. There are so many different tools out there that I feel like if you do enough research, and oddly enough, if you use ChatGPT to help you brainstorm, you can actually get a long way. So ChatGPT was a tool that I used not only for my own work, but also for the ideation of to where to take Go Bananas in the current, in the present, along with the future, where to take it at the end. So my another piece of advice I give everybody is to just begin to learn this, because when you apply for jobs, employers are still looking for Microsoft Excel experience. And Microsoft Excel came out in 1985. So ChatGPT is so new that I feel that's going to become something that employers are hoping prospects can have in their tool belt. That way they can offer an entire another viewpoint and perspective to their business.
No, that's very true. I think one of the things that makes you stand out amongst other applicants is how equipped are you with the latest tools, how equipped are you with the latest technology. And if ChatGPT is something that is here to stay, I mean, employees or employers would look for that. So thank you so much for sharing that, Ryder.
Absolutely.
So, Ryder, I think another question for the, from the same avenue would be is you did start your startup. Just when you start a startup, there is an aspect of finding new clients. How do you find the right clients for your business? I mean, of course, a lot of people can just go search for ChatGPT and look for it themselves, but how do you make sure you attract the right clients who you know can very much find use in using ChatGPT in their day-to-day life?
Yeah, that's a phenomenal question. And honestly, that came with a lot of trial and error to find the best suitable prospects for who Go Bananas could really help out the most. But what I had really decided once I got back home from Kansas City, because I was in Los Angeles when I actually came up with the idea, and my co founder and I actually decided that we were going to go in on this. So I came back to Kansas City and I said, I've spent so much time here that I feel like it's kind of my duty to give back to the city. So I have started in Kansas City. I've leveraged my connections, my ex coworkers, my friends, kind of just my network, so I could lay the groundwork of Go Bananas in Kansas City. So it's been super cool for me to connect with people I've worked for, people I've worked with, people I've always wanted to work for or with, and I've actually been able to help them with my own venture. So that's what's been so cool is when you ask about the prospects that are good for ChatGPT, I mean, it's hard to say any that aren't because it has so many arms and legs that it can help people with that I think there's truly any industry, any company that can find at least some benefit from ChatGPT. But to answer your question, I would say we found the most benefit with sales reps and sales teams because there are so many monotonous daily tasks that you're having to complete as a sales rep that ChatGPT can really help from there. And obviously, I had the experience of being a sales rep and using ChatGPT in my day to day. So I had that experience to do some more trial and error to kind of test and see what did work, what didn't work, and more things worked than didn't work. So that was kind of where we started out with.
No, that sounds amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Also, I think one of the hardest thing people find is starting the business. Like they might have a great idea, but it's actually putting it into implementation, which is usually the hardest part. You moved from LA to Kansas City when you came up with the idea. So how did you push yourself to ensure that your idea just wasn't an idea, but you actually implemented it? So how do you make sure you can change an idea into reality?
That's actually such a great question, and I'm glad that you asked it. One of the main green lights for me to get this started was that my friends were reaching out to me for ChatGPT lessons. So once that happened, I realized, what, there's demand for this. And not only is there demand, but I'm actually providing a lot of value by, implementing this in people's day to day. So for me to take the jump, it wasn't super difficult. I absolutely loved my sales role at C2FO and I learned so much. I was a college kid that came out and I was speaking with presidents, CEOs, CFOs every day, trying to change their traditional form of funding. So once I got back to Kansas City, I kind of had this enlightening feeling as I was walking through the new airport for the first time and said, you know what, I think it's time to take this jump. I'm 25 years old. I feel really good about it. I'm passionate. I really want to help my city out and I really want to help businesses out. So it was a pretty easy decision for me. And I'm thankful that I made it because I absolutely love what I'm doing and I love the progress that I'm seeing Go Bananas make.
Oh, well, I mean, you found a purpose, your friends were reaching out to you, you found that need for a solution, and here you are doing something that you're very passionate about, which is very inspiring to see. So, thank you so much for sharing that, Ryder. Last question would be, Ryder, you've been in the sales space, but now you've co founded your own business. What is one key piece of advice that you might have for people that might be searching for a job that they would want to be passionate about?
Wow, that's a great question. Honestly, I think it's hard to determine or choose a passion. I think you need to stay true to yourself. You need to look inside and you need to ask yourself, what am I passionate about? And then just chase that. You don't have to go chase the new bright shiny thing, which just happened to be my passion. I think you really just need to find something that you would enjoy, something that if you're working in an office, you love going into the office every day and completing your task, whether that's customer service and you're helping people, and or if you're a sales rep and you're getting new products into other people's hands, if you're a CEO and you're starting your own business and that's your passion, just go for it. You know, nothing in life is guaranteed. So my main advice is to just go for it. If there's a job that you think you have no shot of getting accepted for, still apply for it. If you have a business idea, still go after it, because nothing's impossible. And I just hope that everyone takes a shot on something they're passionate about.
Well, Ryder, our time is up. You definitely showed us that you should always take chances when it comes to something that you're passionate about. Your friends came to you for solutions. You realized there was a need in the market, and you came up with an innovative solution, all by doing what you love, which is essentially helping companies find and deploy ChatGPT to make sure that they can be much more efficient in their day-to-day lives. It was a pleasure speaking to you, learning from your experiences, and how you co-founded your own business, which is on its way to success. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.